It is felt that for an election, it will be helpful if you try to give a certain kind of reservation to a certain religious persuasion. I want to say that there is no distinction between religion and we are a secular country. Backwardness is different. The religion you pursue is different. You cannot say that a person who is equally backward, he may be Christian, he may be Hindu, he may be Muslim, it does not matter. You take the yardstick of backwardness. You don't turn around and say because you're of a certain religious persuasion, even though you're otherwise socio and economically perhaps even more forward, yet you get a special reservation. I'm afraid I do not see the sense in it, and I think the Andhra Pradesh High Court
No, but look at the Indira Sahni judgment.
So.
Look at the Indira Sahni judgment, sir. The Indira Sahni judgment. Let me bring in R. Krishna, President of the Andhra Pradesh Backward Classes Welfare Association, who's been part of this petition. Ravi Shankar Prasad, you raise your hand. I'm coming to you in a minute, sir. I'd like to go across to Mr. Krishnaya. Mr. Krishnaya, you know, what in your view was your case all about? What were you opposing?
In this country, the backward class population is more than 54%. But after prolonged struggle of the backward classes, in 90, the central government has given 27% reservation to backward classes. After again prolonged struggle, in 2006, 27% reservation has given to in central educational institutions like IIT and IIM. Our population is more than 54%, but our reservation is 27%. We are not every SC sector, ST sector in other groups, other social groups, having their reservations as per their population basis. But whereas the BCs, whose communities, many communities among the semi-nomadic tribes, beggars, like that.
No.
They have not represented their percentage. Now you are saying the BC's percentage, BC employees percentage in central government, just recently conducted by the central government, only 6.7%. BCs are not beggars. They have right. They have this is a democratic country. We have share in every field, in political, in employment, education, and all sectors.
1 second.
We are welcoming that.
Mr. Krishnaya,
if the minorities are poor, they let the separate.
1 second.
You go to the court. No, now Mr. Krishna, you will be assured not object.
Mr. Krishna, 1 minute. Mr. Owaisi, 1 minute. Let's go to the moot point. Mr. Owaisi. Mr. Owaisi. Mr. Owaisi. Mr. Owaisi.
Something in a TV channel and you are saying something else over there.
You have to take.
No, you have two different voices and two different voices.
Mr. Krishna, 1 minute. Mr. Krishna, 1 minute. Yeah, Mr. Krishna, 1 minute.
Among that, you are cutting the 4.5%
I now want to 1 minute, Mr. Krishnaya.
It is not useful to backward classes.
What cutting is already Muslims are getting in that list. Muslims are getting in that list. It's not cutting. It is readjustment of quota that is happening, Mr. Krishnaya. You are saying something wrong over here. Deliberately, you are misleading the nation over here. What is your prayer in the court over there? It is only adjustment of quota over there.
Let him complete, Mr. Krishna.
Nothing separately recommended. Sachar committee also recommended.
No.
The present reservation is very less compared to the population.
Gentlemen, may I please? Mr. Krishna, will you please? Mr. Krishna. I have a question for Ravi Shankar Prasad.
The percentage of the BC employees.
I have a question for Ravi Shankar Prasad. Mr. Krishna, 1 minute, please pull back. Pull back, Mr. Krishna. Mr. Krishna, pull back for a second.
Together, we have to demand.
Mr. Krishna, please pull back for a second. 1 second. Let's pull the volume down there. Let's go to Mr. Prasad. My question to Mr. Prasad is this, and this I want to Mr. Prasad to respond, and I want a straight response from Asaduddin Owaisi. Mr. Prasad, if the BJP is so opposed to this religious sub-quota, then please explain to me the quota within quota system in the BJP ruled state of Karnataka. Because I lived through the Sachar committee report and I found facts. You know, there is a category 2B exclusively for Muslims excluding creamy layer. So what you're opposing nationally exists in Karnataka. Why?
Even Bihar or not Bihar also.
Let me reply to it.
Okay. He replies, then you respond. Yeah.
First of all, Arnav, let me be very clear. If Muslims also come under socially and educationally backward, we are quite welcoming that. they do not come as Muslims, they come as socially educationally backwards. They are covered under 27% even in Bihar, not as Muslims but as socially educationally backward. If a particular subgroup of Muslim or Christian is left out, they are free to be included in accordance with law. As far as the empirical data was concerned, Mandal Commission was a very elaborate report considered in Indra Shone case, and thereafter 27% judgment reservation was held to be right. Now, Mr. Owaisi raised the issue of 1950 order of Dalit Christian and Dalit Muslim. I am happy he raised that issue. Or not, there has been a constitutional consensus in the country that Dalit is an unfortunate byproduct of the Hindu society for hundreds of years of subjugation and discrimination which they suffered. Therefore, in 1950 it was clearly stated this shall be confined only to Hindus, and under Article 25 of the Constitution, Hindus include Sikhs and Buddhists.
Mr. Prasad, please,
now, I did not disturb you. Please, I did not disturb you. I did not disturb you, please.
Mr. Owaisi, let him complete. Mr. Owaisi, let him complete. Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad is making his point. 1 minute, let me come in. Mr. Prasad, watch it, so that we get some order. Mr. Owaisi, Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad is making a point today that OBCs are an unfortunate byproduct of discrimination in Hindu society. I will give you complete time to respond, but I implore you to let him complete his point, and then you make your point.
Mr. Arnab Goswami, I have with extreme apology to you, please.
I would request,
let him respond.
Mr. Prasad to
Arnav, can I
enlighten us? Our Sikhs, Hindus,
Arnav, this is very unfair. I am not allowed to speak.
Let him complete. Mr. Owaisi, just let him complete. You rebut after that. Yes, Mr. Prasad.
I am very sorry.
1 sec. Continue,
my
Mr.
point
Prasad.
is very simple.
Continue.
As far as backwardness is concerned, that is available for Hindus, that is available for Muslims, that is available for Christians also.
Yes.
But as far as Dalit concept is concerned, scheduled caste, that is very exclusive to the Hindus because of generations of suffering and discrimination. And therefore, for 60 years, there has been a constitutional consensus. Article 25 of the Constitution describes Hindus including Sikhs and Buddhists and Jains. Now, for 60 years, Mr. Ambedkar, whose secular credentials no one can doubt, piloted it. And therefore, reservation for scheduled caste is there in not only education, not only in promotion, not only in service, but also for MLA and MPs. Now, when you are saying Dalit Muslim and Dalit Christian, you are, apart from being constitutionally seriously vulnerable, disturbing the constitutional consensus. And mind you, this whole Rangnath Mishra report is subject of consideration before the Supreme Court. As a constitutional student of Constitution of India, I say Rangnath Mishra report is politically motivated, is seriously vulnerable. We have challenged that because if you are including Dalit Christian and Dalit Muslim, then you are giving them jobs, you are giving them MLA contest right, MP contest right, and impinging upon the rights of existing Dalit. It has serious political consequences. It has serious constitutional consequences. You cannot decide it in this manner as is sought to be done. But that is a larger issue. For 60 years or no political party said that Dalits are not a part of Hindus. There has been a constitutional consensus purely because of political motivation. And by the way, there are judgments of Supreme Court on that because Hindus have given discrimination to Dalits over the years of hundreds of years.
If you simply,
therefore, as a constitutional compensation,
now if you look
don't confuse Dalit with backward.
I got you. Now your point, you made it very comprehensively, and now I'll let a rebut. I'll just once say, Mr. Sundaram, before I come to you, I am only highlighting 1992 Indira Sahni judgment. In the Indira Sahni judgment of 1992, which the learned lawyers know more than me about, it is said, and I quote, among non-Hindus there are several occupational groups, sects and denominations which for reasons are socially backward. We are of the opinion that the backwardness contemplated under 16(4), social backwardness, it will not be fair to say that backwardness under 16(4) is both social and educational. It is social backwardness. It also talks about Shudras, it talks about scheduled castes, scheduled tribes and other backward groups in a generic manner. So, Mr. Prasad, fact is that subquotas for backward religious minorities draw their legitimacy from the Indira Sahni judgment, which you are fully aware of. Now I'd let Mr. Owaisi come.
I have no problem. You are right. A Muslim can be a backward. I have never disputed that. But my problem is of Dalit Christian and Dalit Muslim.
No, my point is, I quoted Indira Sahni. I quoted Indira Sahni to simply make a point that 1 minute, that while there can be no basis for a blanket quota for all Muslims, certainly certain backward Muslims may fall into the quota of OBC Muslims. Now Mr. Owaisi is responding to Ravi Shankar Prasad. Mr. Owaisi next.
Let me say one thing here.
You want... let Mr. Owaisi respond to... Let Mr. Owaisi respond to Mr. Prasad first, then I come to you, Mr. Sundaram. Yeah.
Mr. Arnab Goswami, I was trying to intervene Mr. Prasad, and I apologize to him. I only wanted to tell him that, he is saying that even Sikhs are Hindus and Buddhists are Hindus. The second point is that Constitution says all of us are equal as far as law is concerned. Why is there a discrimination in the form of 1950 presidential order? That's a fundamental right of the Constitution. Mr. Prasad is a student of the law, so me. Third point, Mr. Arnab Goswami, his own party in Bihar passed a resolution under Nitish Kumar and Sushil and Mr. Modi saying that the government of India should amend 1950 presidential order. Fourth point, Mr. Arnab Goswami, of what Mr. Prasad said, that he is willing to accept Muslims who are backward. We are saying over here, Mr. Arnab Goswami, in this 27%,
yes,
Mr. Prasad and Mr. Krishnaya have very conveniently misled this whole nation. 27% Muslim occupational groups and castes are already getting reservation. It is I know when truth hurts, you can only laugh. This is a mere readjustment of the quota over here. If that is the case, I challenge him. You have rightly asked him, Karnataka and Bihar, other states. We are saying on the basis of educational and social backwardness, homogeneity. You talk about homogeneity, there's discrimination in the country. How will the country prosper, Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad, if out of 100 graduates, you have only 3 Muslim graduates? In your own state, Mr. Prasad,
now let him get back, respond to you.
Last point, let me complete. In his own state of Bihar, the Rahmani Foundation, hundreds of Muslims got qualified under IIT JEE. They were aspiring to get into all these esteemed institutes from Bihar itself. Can he go and say that, no, we are opposing you?
Can you tell those... Okay, simple question. Can you tell those who have cleared the IIT, sorry, we revise our position? We gave you our IIT admission letter yesterday, but we're going to hold it back. Actually, it's a very valid question to ask. Before Ravi Shankar Prasad responds, I'll let Mr. Sundaram come in.
Let me reply.
One sec.